Hello, beautiful people on Twitch. My Twitch peeps. I don't know who's on right now, but hello. Hello for those who will be on. And who is on. I hope everyone had a good day. The puppies are passed out. We're going to be on TikTok and Twitch, but I figured I'd smoke a bowl. I can't believe I did not pack more of this in here, but whatever. But today was busy as fuck. I'm tired as hell. But that's okay. BBDJ, hello! How are you doing today? Glad to see you over here on Twitch. Now I know what BB stands for. Bad Berry. I was gonna be on earlier, but my computer took forever to update. My goodness. Twitch always takes forever to upload, so I need to just start getting on earlier, which I plan to do, but I'm here. As long as I'm here, that's what I care about. I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty tired today, but nonetheless good. I got to hang out with Zorby yesterday, so that was a lot of energy for me. I don't really hang out with people and go places, so today I just kind of did a lot of errands. You don't see a video? What do you mean? Like you could just hear me, but you can't see me? This new weed that I picked up tastes very peppery. It's not bad. It's testing at 29%. Ooh-wee. But it was on sale. You know me. I will never pay full price for weed. Never. All these gnats. Still have a gnat issue. Anywho, I hope everyone had a good day on Twitch. I'm gonna be on TikTok too, but I think today we're gonna start stepping a little bit more into manifestation and magic. Magic. Or whatever people consider magic. Why is TikTok holding my videos? Fucking idiots. TikTok is so annoying. Swear to God. Hold on, I gotta get TikTok up here. Uno momento. 69. I don't know how many corgis I need. I'll just do 140. think we're somewhere around there. I hope you can get your video figured out, Mr. BBDJ. Anywho, so there's not a lot of people on right now, so we'll kind of wait for TikTok and whatnot. But yeah, today was, I'm tired. Also, it's getting warmer here, so like the heat just zaps your energy instantly. As soon as I sit down in that car seat, my ass is sweating so bad. It is so hot out already. Instantly, I just walk out and I'm just drenched in sweat. It's so hot. It's in like, it was like 95. Now I can hear and see, yay! Okay, I'm glad. Zarbe! Are you still on the road? How's your travels going? I can't even see people coming in. Like, it doesn't show me the amount of people in here or anything right now. Anyway, welcome in, y'all. I hope everyone's having a good day. Thank you for the likes. We're on Twitch too if you guys want to hang out. Is that a SpongeBob? No, it's a wall. I painted it. Pew. But yeah, we are over on Twitch as well if you guys want to hang out on Twitch. But we'll be on here too. So never fear. IHOP. Yeah. Oh, all these gnats. It's been rough. I stopped for the night. Didn't get super far. Oh no! Where are you, what state are you in? Hard to steal. Well, that's kind of hard to steal. Her room is Bikini Bottom. I'm sure you can find a tapestry like this. I would bet money on myself. Oh, you're in Nevada still? All right. How much longer of a drive do you have? Yeah, it's Bikini Bottom. This is much better. Hello, BBDJ. Oh my, Speedy, welcome back. Well, I'm glad you're still here to talk about it. Damn. Goths are confusing. I don't really classify myself under one thing. Which is nobody knows. Oh, is my OBS real bad? Well, I'll wait for other people. I know you have issues with your Wi-Fi, so I'm gonna wait for other people to get into Twitch and see if it's an issue for them. My broke ass can't afford shit. 7 hours till the border. Okay. Well, I wish you the best of luck with driving. I don't know how much longer you'll continue for tonight, but drive safe. Did you have a good weekend? I did. Yeah, it's already Wednesday. It's crazy. Yeah, the weekend was good. The weekend we made food for the homeless and we passed that out. So we made a bunch of teriyaki chicken. So, I gotta make that video still today. Anyway, but yeah, we did that. And then I hung out with Zorby this week. It was so fun. Zorby's really cool. So if you guys ever get the chance to hang out with Zorby, I highly recommend. You can find this shirt on Etsy. Feel free to, I don't know, there's tons of shops who make shirts like this. But you can find it on Etsy. Juggernaut, welcome in. I've missed you too. I know, I've been trying to be more consistent. So Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays will be on Twitch at night. And I'm going to try to do TikTok every day and every morning and every night. Zorby and I hung out yesterday pretty much most of the day. So today I was just really tired. So, I just slept this morning, and then I figured I'd be on this evening, but I'm going to try to be on TikTok twice a day every day, and then Twitch Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Did you get here from your child? I talked to them the day after Mother's Day. I messaged them on Mother's Day, because I always wish them, like, a happy Mother's Day, just because they're doing, like, a mom role, you know? They're taking the role of a mom and dad. So, yeah, somewhat, yeah. What? Zorby? What? Your fuel tank just started leaking? Undead Punk, hello, welcome back. Hi, Christian. What was in the air? What do you mean? Hello, Gonzalez. Random, welcome in. I haven't seen you for a bit. Luke, hello. Welcome, guys. Thank you for all the likes. We are over on Twitch if you guys want to come hang out. We're going to talk about a little bit of manifesting and magic today. Since owning one, how has it affected your driving experience? Me personally, it's made my driving better. I know a lot of people don't, even bother to head check, out the window and stuff, and it's just kind of habit with my driving, and that's like the biggest thing that I could say that adds to my defensiveness and everything. So I say it's made me better. Now, other people, sometimes other people would say different. You remember the Baltimore Bridge collapse from the end of March? The one where, like, the boat ran into it? Lee's fiance and I celebrated. Oh, I love that. You're such a good guy, BBDJ. Yeah, I remember that. Give me 1 second here. TikTok's not allowed to see this. Okay. Yep. Anyway, welcome in, y'all. So I want to get back onto my podcast. I was kind of doing them here and there, and I kind of get on like little tangents, and that's kind of why I do podcasts, because a lot of people, ask me questions on just the most random things, but they seem to be pretty happy with the words I have to say. And all I can say is everything that I've learned is just through experience. So that's all I can. There's tons of gnats in here. Sorry. That's all I can. That's all I can speak on. So I'm going to teach you guys a little bit about my way of manifesting, my way about magic. Okay. So Redheaded Ginger, welcome back. I hope you had a good day. Whoever's are able to free the cargo ship from the bridge. Okay. Zello, welcome in. How are you doing today? So, I'm going to preface this by saying one of my favorite books, if you're really interested in learning how to manifest and learn about energy and these things in life, I would highly recommend Psycho-Cybernetics. I don't have it in here. I don't even know where it is right now because I still have yet to unpack a lot of my stuff. But Psycho-Cybernetics is a book that talks about how science plays into manifesting and the way magic is and things like that. So on the outside, to people who don't know about this stuff, it could be interpreted as witchcraft, magic, whatever, but it really all just comes down to energy and quantum sciences. So whichever way you lean, if you want to lean towards the spiritual, when I talk about this, you can. If you more believe in the scientific realms of things, that's really why I like quantum stuff, because Magic the Gathering, I wish. Chris, hello and welcome in. Thank you. I hope you're having a good day. But if you need like more factual things, like science-based stuff to start believing and manifesting, then this is a perfect way for you. I didn't really need either. I just kind of stumbled upon those, but it's really helped me form my beliefs better, seeing that there are scientific foundations based around these spiritual beliefs as well. So I just want to preface that, but if you really want to learn more about this, I talk about this book a lot. I refer it to like my Bible essentially, but Psycho-Cybernetics is such a good book. It will teach you so many things. Anyway, so manifest the love and goodwill. Rogue, welcome in. How you doing? I hope you're having a good day. So there's kind of rules when it comes to magic, as silly as that sounds, manifesting magic, whatever. And I don't know all of them, but speaking of goodwill, it reminds me of this. So, when I talk about manifesting, you can manifest anything you want, and that includes a person in your life. People have free will, so it's like one of the rules when it comes to magic and like manifesting is like people still have free will. And it's not necessarily you interfering with that or anything. They will have their free will to act as they want in your life. And you can manifest someone in your life, but if they are not at a vibrational match for you, and I'll explain what that means in a minute, but if they are not at an energetic match for you, it's going to probably ruin your life, And when I say like if things are, you're doing amazing, I love to hear it. I love to hear it. I'm so happy. I hope you just continue to do even more amazing. I hope that continues to increase and keeps flowing through your life, dude. I love that. It's very rare that I hear you say that. And I hope that's not mean sounding, but I don't know if you're still going through it, but you're really going through it. So I just love to hear that you're doing good. Hard work and sacrifice manifest security. Depends on what you qualify as hard work, but I will get to that in a minute. Do what thou shalt, the whole love. Law, love is law. 93. Thank you, I know. And I hope that's not mean. I hope that's not mean, Rogue. The universe was really handing you some lessons there. But I'm just glad to hear that things are going better. But anyway, so a lot of my life, I've gotten here really due to manifesting. And really what manifesting is rewiring your subconscious. But I do believe that manifesting, magic, whatever you want to talk, however you want to talk, God, whatever words you want to correlate this to, okay? They're all the same thing. You can say, instead of manifesting, you can say praying, I'm just trying to help people on all levels to get what they want in life. And I've been able to do that myself, but you have to have clear focused goals, okay? If you are not a go-getter, you don't have much in the way of goals, that is okay. I've met tons of people like that, and they always seem to have like an issue with that, like it's an insecurity. That is not a problem. You can just have small goals. Maybe you want to move into a better apartment. Maybe you want a better car, It doesn't mean you have to have like career-driven goals and stuff like that. You have to know exactly what the meaning of your life is, right? Put some brakes on the car right now, okay? Chill for a second. You don't have to have all of that, okay? So, God, there's all these gnats in here. Sorry. I had a huge gnat problem. Ask Zorby. He saw it. He saw it. And they're everywhere. So I think I have to put I'm going to put a cup of, there's already cup in here. So I'm going to put little cups of apple cider vinegar in every room to try to get them. Joe, hello. Love you, dickweed. Ty, hello. Welcome in, y'all. I hope you guys are having a good day. How you doing? But yeah, so when it comes to manifesting and stuff like that, there are rules. So like I said, everybody has free will, and that's even in the Bible. Like Jesus died so that we could have free will, and God put us here so with free will or whatever the hell, So when that comes into play, like, yes, you can manifest other people and that will bring them into your life. If they are good, like if you are really at a match for them, then it will be good. But if they're not meant for you, then, it'll be a temporary person in your life, which that's okay. Temporary people, that's what life is, temporary people happen. Fly on the wall vinegar and dish. Yeah, I use that's what I've been doing is a dish soap and the vinegar. It's just that there's so many that I have to, like, the house is kind of widespread in a sense, not huge, but it's, yeah, the ones in the kitchen probably will go to that jar. The ones in here probably will not go to the jar in the kitchen. You know what I mean? But I went through a really tumultuous time in my life, and I feel like things are kind of leveling out. So I feel like I have the ability to kind of speak a little bit on this because I have the proof behind me, right? Some of y'all met me when I was in my crappy ass apartment. And before that, I was living with a really terrible guy that I was dating who was dating minors. He was like 32 years old dating 14-year-olds. So I wanted to get out of that situation, so I moved back to Arizona, but I moved into an apartment that, unbeknownst to me, had terrible roaches, awful disgustingness. I started dating, like, a string of terrible men, like 3 dudes in a row. I just dated, like, real awful dudes, and dumped probably 10 gallons of diesel on days, just getting better. What happened? Oh my god. Candle time, hell yeah. And, if you have ADHD, this is probably a really great thing for you because I have really bad ADHD, and I started practicing, like, witchcraft and stuff at, like, 17, 18, and then when I was, like, 8, 9, I read some books on witchcraft, and when I was younger, they had grounded me for, like, a couple months because I was Mormon. So, you are attracted to bad men? No, because when I first dated them, they weren't bad men. They were pretending to be good men, actually. I'm attracted to good men. I didn't know they were bad men until the mask fell off. Many kinds of success. Thank you for the rose. Yeah, guys, thank you for the gifts, by the way. I appreciate it. All of it goes towards my rent, and all subscriptions go towards my rent. And if you want to donate, there's a link in my bio. I do have another platform starting this Friday. What? I'm so excited to announce it, but I won't announce it until Friday. So I'm excited for that. But you'll stay tuned for that. Anyway, there's Patreon, link in my bio if you want to check that out. But I started practicing, you know, a different style of praying or whatever you want to call it when I was younger. I thought they were pillows, my dogs. And so your influence, what? So hold on, I'm getting a little distracted with all these chats, but I've always been interested in like the whys of like, how does this stuff work? When I was younger, I was in like a really abusive home, going through a lot of stuff with my family, and I tried so hard to pray. So hard. I literally remember one night where my stepmom had like beat the crap out of me, and she was drunk as hell. And I just remember reading that Bible within like a whole fucking day. And I really wanted some answers. And people, every time I say this, people really doubt me, and I don't care because I used to read encyclopedias for fun and the dictionary for fun. Okay, I might not look like it, but I just like to read. Okay, and the more you read, the faster you get at reading. And I was already a fast reader as a kid, so I just really wanted answers, and I, you know, did what the Mormons say, like seek it out into the Bible and stuff. So I was looking for the answers. So, and I did not find any. As a matter of fact, actually, no, I did. I didn't find the answers that I thought I would find, okay? Because what I read was nothing of what I was taught. What I was reading was completely different than what I was taught, and what I was gathering from the Bible was completely different than what I was being taught in the church. So it really pushed me away from the church even more, because I was like, these people are cherry picking, and I'm recognizing this at a young age. And so then the Mormon faith has 3 books after the Bible. So because I found flaws in the Bible, because the very last verse in the Bible, the last or second to last, says any books after this essentially are not the word of God. They will claim to be the word of God, but they are not. Any books that come after this book is not the word of God, no matter how much it claims to be. And here's the Mormons with 3 books, not just 1, but 3. And they're all real, apparently. So that's where I got hung up even more, because I'm like, hold up. In the Mormon... Bubba's, hello! How you doing? I hope your day is going well. And in the Mormon religion, do you think they ever teach you that? Do you think they ever tell you that the last verse of the Bible says that? No, you only find that upon reading it through yourself. And you will only find that when you desperately need answers. You know what I mean? So, exactly, Bubba's. 100%. I hope you had a good day, by the way. And thank you for the heart. The Mormons are a community, though, like a family. So you have to talk to them. So you have them to talk to, or are they completely gone from your life? My family's Mormon, so there's a fine line. I can choose to go back if I wanted to. I just don't. Because I know what it entails, and I do appreciate some of their teachings, but I can read the books to gather those teachings. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, just kind of, thank you. It was a busy ass day, dude. I'm so tired, but you know, I'm ready to go to bed soon. We're going to do this podcast, and maybe I'll drink a smoothie again. I already had one, but I'm really hungry lately, which means I'm feeling good. On a Wednesday, yeah, I am Lord. Anyway, South Park reference. I do not think I am the Lord, okay? But, Goth IHOP. I know, oh my god, you guys. So, Zorby and I went to Waffle House yesterday, and I wore this shirt. I don't even know why. First off, we went to one Waffle House, and they were closed, so then we had to go to another Waffle House. And they were so empty that the dude in the Waffle House was just standing there in the window, like waving at us, like, hi. And I'm like, oh, are they open, or are they like waving us to leave? And so then we get in there and we're like, okay, they're open. And he's like, yeah, no, we're just really nice. We're not busy. And I'm like, okay, cool. And they're like, oh my God, you wore an IHOP shirt to a Waffle House? I'm like, oh no, I'm going to get jumped. Like literally all of the freaking, three of the staff maybe who were like sitting there on the line next to us when we got in. I think they were like eating breakfast. And then yeah, I know. And then another lady, she was eating, and then she ended up getting on the line, and she looked at me. She was like, "You're wearing a freaking IHOP shirt, bro. If we're talking magic, I'm making this badass." No, we're not talking Magic the Gathering. I'm sorry, my friends, but I do love Magic the Gathering, so I'm not mad about it. Just standing and waving, literally. Yeah, I was like, is he waving us to like not come in because maybe they're closed too? And the door opened, you know, Zorby was able to open it, and I was like, okay, I guess they're open. And I was like, I didn't know if you guys were waving us in or what. And he's like, no, we're just not busy. And I'm like, okay. But I had Waffle House for the first time. I can't say it like it's just hash browns and stuff. I didn't eat a waffle, so next time I have to. When my joints are better, I'll eat a waffle. Such a Waffle House shirt for converting you. They did give us hats. We got some paper hats. But after that moment, when I was trying to, you know, seek the answers in the Bible after my stepmom was being god-awful, my dad was in jail at that point. My grandparents were non-existent. My stepmom was just taking care of us, and I just didn't want to be with her, but what else was I going to do, you know? And she was constantly telling me to, like, pack my shit and leave. And I was, like, 8, 9, you know, where am I going to go? And I actually remember she did tell me to pack my shit and leave, and you know what I fucking packed? My medicine and my stuffed animal. Like, that, where am I going to go? I'm a fucking kid, dude. You know, so she was just awful. She was so awful. And she was drinking all the time, so all the money was, like, spent on her alcohol. And she was, like, if I did anything wrong, she would starve me for weeks. And so there was this hole in the wall because my brother and I shared a wall. His bedroom is here and my bedroom's right here. And she would slam our doors so much that it created a hole in the wall. And she's drunk all the time, okay? So she's, like, not coherent, right? So she sees this hole in the wall, and she knows that my brother's feeding me food through it. And so she stuffs it with socks. My brother just takes them out and gives me more food through this hole in the wall because she refuses to feed me. It's like that's her version of grounding me. Like, I'm grounded, but also I don't get food for, like, weeks on end. So at that point, I'm like, I just, like, even, so this is where it gets so sad because she even went to my church, the Mormon church. They have a hierarchy, right? The bishopric. So the bishop is the top person. She goes to the bishop and she tells him that I'm being an awful child and all this stuff, right? And that's during this time when I tell you guys, like, they interview you. When you are being a bad kid, they interview you. The bishop interviews you. So this is when he interviewed me and asked me if there was any abuse happening in the home. And I took the question as that. I don't remember the actual question. That's what I heard. And I was like, oh, yeah, this woman over here is abusing the hell out of us. And he's like, no. Are you abusing anyone? And I'm over here like 9 at this point, you know, 9, 10 maybe. I'm like, I just told you my stepmom's abusing me. What are you even saying right now? And so that was a point where I needed answers. No one was helping me. No one. I would desperately try to tell my family and she would just spin it. She would just, you know, I would try to tell my dad that she cheated on him and she'd be like, yeah, well, what were their names? And in the moment, like, that sounds good. It sounds like a good argument, I suppose, but I didn't sit down and get to fucking know them like you did, girlfriend, okay? I just saw you walk in with them, brother, okay? I don't know these fools, okay? So I'm like, these things that she says in the moment sounds so good, and as a kid I never dealt with a narcissist until I met her. So that was more of those moments where I'm like, what do I even do? Like, what do I even say to you? What are you saying? Like, I'm more baffled and speechless, you know? She was my stepmom. Yeah, she would tell me to leave often. But it's because I called her out on her behavior. Like, you're drunk right now. Like, we need food. Where are we going to get food? And then she would be like, I don't know, figure it out. So here I am selling my art again on the side of the road and going to get food from the dollar store for me and my brother, cooking the food while she's passed out, sleeping with other men while my dad is in jail. And I'm trying to tell my dad this is happening. I'm trying to tell my grandparents this is happening. She's alienating me from my grandparents. She's alienating me from the church. So I'm just like, over here, I'm this bad kid. And then she's like alienating me from my brother. She's like, see, Greg, this is why we don't act like this. And then she would like not feed me. And like, I would just be there in the corner, like, you know, the odd one out. at that point in my life, I was so fucking tired of it. And for the background before that, like I've already been through abusive situations with the previous stepmother and my own mother. So that, like, at that point I had it. I'm like, the fuck, bro. So I really sought out answers, and unfortunately at the time I really thought I didn't get the answers, and now looking back on it, I did. And now with that, you know, I really understood that it's not really about this godlike thing. You know, at a young age I really understood that it was some sort of, what I describe it as, it's something in the air. Everybody has access to it. It's just, you got to believe that it's there, you know, whether you want to believe it's a man in the sky, whether you want to believe it's fairy dust, whatever, but it can be viewed as literal magic. And if you want to view it as a guy giving you these magical wishes, that in itself could be magic. So if you know, I'm not trying to dissuade anyone from believing in Christianity or whatever helps you manifest and achieve the life that you think you deserve and the happiness that you deserve. That's all that we're trying to get to. Okay, that's the end goal here, right? I know, right, BBDJ? Bubba's, thank you. What's happened, Cap? Nothing much. Wow, so the bishop just literally Bubba's, literally. And that's what was so frustrating about it, because during that time I was really going through it and I really needed answers, and I thought, oh my God, this is the answer. The bishop is going to come here and help me, you know? No, no. Actually, you know where I found my solitude in those times? It was with my friends, my best friend Summer at the time. She was my saving grace, which my stepmom hated because my dad liked my friend Summer's mom. They like almost dated for a bit, which I've said this before. Thank God she didn't, because her mom deserves way better. No hate of my dad, but he was going through shit then, and her mom did not deserve to go through that then. So she in the end got her just deserves finally catch up with her. Did catch up with her. No, they're still married. They're still married. She went to jail for a bit. But yeah, no, nothing. So I just speak my story. I don't really care. I don't know what'll happen to her. I'm not trying to get her in trouble. She knows what she did. I don't care how she feels about what I have to say about it. For the longest time, she's had the upper hand in being able to tell everyone that I'm lying and all these things. And now that I'm an adult, like I can speak 100% on what everything happened. And she can say still that I'm lying. I don't give a shit. Because my brother is somewhere out there and he can say the same shit. Do you still have your mom and dad around? I talked to my dad. He's still married to my stepmom, this crazy lady. Her name's Cynthia. So, yeah, he's still married to Cynthia. I don't call her mom. I don't call her stepmom or anything. She's Cynthia to me. But he's still married to her. I talked to my dad. She's nuts, dude. I don't know what it is. It's some jealousy thing. I don't fucking know. But like, she will pretend to be him and she will text me from his phone. Never talk to this number again. Never reach out to this number again. I'm like, the fuck? That's my dad, dude. Yeah, I love my dad. Do I love my stepmom? No. I don't. I'm very impartial to her. If she passed away, I would not be mad. I would not be sad. The only thing that I would be sad about is how it would affect my dad. That sounds like some straight up fucking Dr. Seuss shit. I'm so sorry. Someone clipped that into like some manic pixie girl Dr. Seuss rhymes. But yeah, so I don't care. Like I don't have any resentment towards her because I can openly talk about my story with the group of people that support me and stuff. And if she came into my life and said it was all a lie, I wouldn't care. I've worked so hard on healing myself that her words mean nothing. Her being married to my dad means nothing. I just watch out for my dad because I know how toxic women can be. So Jake Wolf, hello. Mike Foxtrot, hello. I got married in a church with a pastor and had a handfest ceremony in Forest with a Wiccan. Oh, I love that. Oh, you're so pretty. Thank you for the follows, y'all, and thank you for the likes. So during that time, that's when I started slowly converting to something else. And I don't really say that I kind of practice a little bit of like every faith, I would say. I pull a little bit from Buddhism. I pull a little bit from the Mormon religion. I pull a little bit from witchcraft, you know. I even use Nikola Tesla in my spiritual faith, you know. But at that time, I had went to the library and sought out more books about witchcraft and stuff, and then spent 2 months grounded because of that. And then when I turned 17, I got emancipated. 17, 18 is when I started studying witchcraft heavily. And that's when I started recognizing that there's something more to it. You know, there's There's something to it. I don't know what it is, but there's something more. It all correlates to Christianity. Like, this is the same thing that Christians are doing essentially. And a lot of, you know, people who study witchcraft and stuff like that, they recognize that pretty much Christianity is just a form of witchcraft. You know, you're eating the bread. The symbolism is the body of Christ. First off, that is cannibalism, my friend. That is frowned upon. Secondly, do you use Patrick Star? What do you mean? But during that time, that's when I started recognizing Bubba's hello, Dreg Vega, welcome in. That there's a lot more power than what the Christian religion gives to people. And this is my theory, okay? And I'm sure other people think this, but I'm not trying to offend people here, okay? And if you're Christian, like, please don't take offense to this. But because no one would come to fucking save me as a kid, not even God. I'm waiting to be smited right now. But for real, I'm like, okay, well, I guess I gotta save my goddamn self. So at that point, I recognized there was like a lot of something to it. I didn't know what it was at the time, and I will call it magic now, but there was a lot of something to it. You know, Isaac, welcome in. Judaism, the lifestyle is not religion. I'm not too familiar with Judaism, to be honest with you. I'm still studying religions. I haven't studied every religion in the world yet, you know, but I will. But I do tend, every time I study religion, I notice that I always take a little bit of it with me when I leave, you know, when I stop studying it. So, but during this time when I was 17, 18, I really got heavy into the witchcraft, and I started recognizing that, you know, it's not really even about the witchcraft itself, like making potions and stuff like that, like using herbs and, you know, because we do make potions. Like, it's not really potions like you drink it and like all of a sudden like you're farting, you know, glitter dust or some shit. Like, it's not that. It's more so like you mix certain herbs together or burn them together or put them in a jar together and let them sit on a windowsill for a month. Things like that. And it's because everything operates at its own frequency, which is funny because Zorby and I were actually talking about this when we were here. But I don't know if like inanimate objects operate at a frequency, but I believe they do. From what I know about like quantum physics and shit like that, I don't know too much about it. I'm still learning about that shit too. But from what I've learned, like energy is just, or like what we are is just like energy that's like massed together because it's like cultivated such speed or whatever that it's like grouped together and now it's created a human, you know, or created this computer or whatever the hell. Something like that. I don't know if I understand it right, but that's how I understand it. But everything has a frequency. So when you use like herbs and stuff and stones, crystals in your work, in your prayer, in your manifestation, and you're trying to align with these frequencies, that is a thing. And that's where like the quantum side of things, a continuous energy that's happening simultaneously with everything happening around it. Yes. Hey, what do you? I do like Sleep Token. They're okay. There's black magic and then there's white magic, which I believe, or healers. Right. Yeah, there is black magic, there is white magic. So that is very true. And I have to clarify, I only practice, I would say sometimes gray magic, but white magic is what I really prefer to do. I prefer to transmute negativity and like positivity. And I don't really stoop to people's level. Like, if you're trying to do wrong by me, I just really believe that I'm protected and I don't even need to fuck with that. I'm just going to keep vibing at this level and help who I can and spread the positivity that I can, and that will continue to protect me. Some people, so in the witchcraft world, there's like the threefold law that whatever you do will come back to you 3 times. Some people believe that, some people don't. You don't have to believe that. Life is literally what you make it, so you can believe whatever you want. Personally, I do believe karma is real. I believe that energy that you put out, you will get back. And maybe threefold. So I just try to make sure that as much as I can, and I'm not saying every interaction I have is positive. I have flipped people off while driving. I cuss at people. Like, I call people names. Like, I'm not claiming to be perfect or anything, but I do try to do my best at like keeping this positive mindset, and not in the way of toxic positivity like churches practice. Okay, when you're running into like negative thoughts and stuff, like working through those and not using the crutch of like demons are getting to me. Like, that's you, dude. Okay, you are your own demon. Like, we've all got demons, you know. That's where like that switch happened, because I wasn't relying on this guy to save me. It wasn't demons, it wasn't something that I'm putting the accountability on. You know, all everything, your faults and your good things go on to other people, like either the demon or God. Like the good things you have to rely on God for, and the bad things, oh, that's Satan's fault. But it's actually all resolving here. So, you know, at the end of the day, like that's where, to me, like, you know, those demons are just the thoughts you have to work through and stuff like that. And when you're manifesting, like, those are the things that you have to work through to be able to get the things that you deserve in life. And, you know, when you pray to God and stuff like that, you're really just kind of waiting around. A lot of times what I find is that people just wait around and expect it to happen, which it can. But it does even say in the Bible that, you know, and I was talking to my friend Sierra about this too, you know, you can't just pray about it. You can't just manifest about it. You have to put the works into it. You know, prayer without works is nothing, you know. So same thing applies, you know. When you manifest something, you have to put that work to it. And that's where the Psycho-Cybernetics book comes into play, because it's really about this quantum science and like rewiring your brain and just ingraining that within yourself. And help themselves get up lazy. Who are you talking to? Get out of here. You're talking to the wrong person. Anyway, but when I was younger, I didn't really understand these things, you know. I still was confused because I was seeing everyone in the Mormon church get everything they wanted. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, why are you guys living such a good life? What am I doing wrong? You know, and why do I deserve to have this crap shit happen to me? You know, what's happening? And so that's where, to me, I really needed to find my own path. And that's where Joseph Smith, who started the church, I can respect his mission, because he didn't feel like any of the churches were true. He sought out to make his own church and find the truth. I can respect that. I really can, because that is truthfully how I feel today with the churches. Do I feel like the Mormon church is the true one? No, but I think they have a lot of things. They're close. And I've talked about this before. We'll do another podcast about it later. You need to meet halfway because it won't be exactly. And here's what I say. Okay, this is you can correlate this to God. You can correlate it to anything. And I can't say yet exactly what happened, but I don't want to say it yet. Friday we will know. But I told Sierra, so I'll try to say it the best way I can. Thank you, Jake Wolf. The best way I can. But I think for me, I was meant to be put in this position to teach people in the long run how to manifest, because the Christian narrative is going to be dropped soon, especially here in America, because we are recognizing how toxic and how it's not even true, real, whatever, you know. So I'm really happy to go through these steps to live through the manifesting and learn how to do it myself, so that way I can pass it on to you guys. Because like how, and I've been saying, I'm trying to figure out a way to say this without ruining the thing that I want to drop on Friday, but when you show up, when you're serious about what you want to do, the universe will show up for you. God will show up for you. Okay. And people will call that magic. People will call it whatever, but it's the energy, because you set the intention there. Okay. So you can say it in prayer, you know, dear God, please send me, and people will be like, please send me $1 million. Listen, are you really willing to work for $1 million? Are you willing to do what it takes to get to $1 million? Because that's where people will shit on me for having to do content for adult stuff. And listen, I want those $1 million, baby. Okay? I got people to feed. I got people to house. Okay? So the only way I'm going to do that, because I don't have white man lineage in my life passing down the money bucks yet, you know, that's what I want to do. And not everybody has to do that. Obviously, I like to do that. I always have liked to do that. Well, no, not always, but like I've always liked to take pictures. I've always liked to, you know, that's what I've always just to clarify, that's what I've always liked to do. Yeah, speak your thoughts into existence. And that's exactly where it's like praying. It can be in your heart. It can be, you know, out loud, but it's really putting the intention out there. And that's where in the Bible it says like God knows your heart, and you can correlate to God, universe, energy, whatever. That's where they say in the spiritual world, like you can never pretend to do something. And that's where I preach authenticity so bad, because you pretending, the universe knows what you really want. And you can pretend for these people all over here all you want that this is what you want to do. But the universe is going to continually try to redirect you on the path that you're supposed to be, because you are not living an authentic life over here. You are living for other people, and the universe, and people see that as, oh my God, shit's always happening to me. My car's always breaking down. This always happening to me. Like, and I was there. Trust me, I was there because I was not living truly authentically to where I could be in my full power. And I was still in this mode of like, okay, like, you know, someone is going to save me or something. And really the God is in you. Like, I don't want to seem all satanic and shit, but like, you are your own God. You really are. And there was a point, I think like 2 years ago, when I was like, I literally made a video and I was like, I posted on Facebook. It was before I did TikTok. I did like the TikTok stuff, but I would post it on Facebook in a more cringy way. But I literally just posted a video. I was like, I'm going to decide that like from here on out, I am God. I'm going to drop this whole, not drop the idea of God, but I don't spend my life, you know, worrying about it. I am going to worry about me being God and how I would serve myself. And some people say that's selfish, but when you've lived a life of abuse like I have, and I've been a people pleaser my whole life, so I was always working to serve others, and I still like to serve others, but I try to make sure I'm taken care of now as well, because it was really getting to my health and everything like that. So do you know about spiritual attacks? I do. I stopped thinking negative a while back as a kid when I was... Yeah. Oh, yes. I love that. So Bubba said, I stopped thinking negative a while back as a kid when I learned about Murphy's Law. And I agree. I agree with that. I used to be, you know, and I don't know if you guys remember when I had the glue on my bed and I was working on my dad's painting, I literally was visualizing this damn glue spilling over. And I knew I shouldn't have, right? And it's kind of like Murphy's Law, because usually when Murphy's Law happens, we set that tone. We set that intention there. We're thinking of that. And I don't know how to describe exactly everything to a T. And even in the Bible, it says, and I only correlate to the Bible because I feel like that gives me some sort of credit, although I don't think the Bible is credible, which is ironic. But you know how people are with the Bible, okay? I do think it's credible in a sense of like, you know, spiritual and whatnot. But you know, when you set that intention, it's going to be there. And unfortunately, when you think like the opposite is going to happen to you, you are telling the universe that you are not deserving of these good things of happening. When you're like, okay, I need to get to work on time. And you're like, oh, of course this is going to happen. Like you are pretty much essentially setting this idea and like this tone that you know, this is obviously going to happen to you because, you know, when people sabotage their own happiness or they think, oh, something's going to happen because I've been happy for too long. I've been happy for too long. So then they start looking for reasons and then like sabotaging their own happiness and things like that. And Edgar Allan Hose. That is so funny. Truly love yourself first. Absolutely. And that's where the Bible really has people fucked up because, you know, the church teaches you serve others and the Bible teaches you serve others. And I truly believe that. But I think you have to learn to serve yourself. And that's where it says serve God. And if you're serving God, you're serving yourself. Because how I talk about it, and you guys know, like this would be, you know, this would be your cup, okay? This is your cup, all right? God, universe, or whatever is here. This is what I talk about, the magic in the air, right? It's not like people always are like, they come in and they're like, oh, you think you're so special. Literally, everyone has access to this. Einstein said this, okay? All these ideas that float around. Even when I complain about these wenches fucking copying me and like completely morphing into me, I still don't care to a level because Einstein said that like everybody has access. It's like a cloud. Everybody has access to these. It's just that people don't practice the ability to access it, right? So this air up here is God, universe, source, whatever you want to believe it to be. And once you start tapping into yourself, then it starts filling your cup. It starts filling your cup. And, you know, when you're filling your cup and you keep giving and it's only like this full and you keep giving, you know, you're going to feel low. You're going to feel drained all the time, you know, as opposed to when your cup is full and you're letting your friends and your family, this is your friends and your family. This is you, okay? And once the cup is overflowing, they catch the overflow, okay? They're the ones catching all that good stuff. And it's even better than when you poured from being half full. You know, you're able to give them better quality time, better quality version of you because you're happier, you're healthier, you're whatever, you know. And that's where, you know, people will pray so hard to God and they will believe it to be just something that happens to them. And they forget that there will be things that are given to them in their life through the lines, you know, down the line. I did say wenches. That neighbor universes are comparable because they can be unique somewhere universe. I like that. That's the saying, the best form of a compliment is somebody copying someone. It depends. I'm very big on credit. Like, if you copy anything about my style, like, you can at least credit. Like, anything that I've copied from someone, I've absolutely credited. And it's not that, whenever I say this, there's always one dude who comes in and is like, you're not that original, blah, blah. I'm not claiming to fucking be. Okay? It's just, and I actually talked about this with Zorby when he was here too, and he kind of cracked the code. He's a smart man, so highly recommend hanging out with him. But I think it's just like these BPD girlies. They don't really know who they are, you know, and some of them might be attracted to me in like a sexual way. Some of them might be just wanting to emulate who I am because what they see, they think they want, you know? So from that standpoint, like I get it. It's like a illness kind of thing. And that's where it's like, okay, but still, you can still give credit. My biggest pet peeve is that these people who do that, they always want to act like that they got the idea from, you know, themselves. And maybe if they don't, they're just too intimidated or whatever by you that they don't want to give credit to you. They don't want you to gain the attention that they're getting by jacking off your, well, that sounds wrong, by ripping off your style. You know what I mean? So I don't really care, to be honest with you. When I was younger, my high school bully would do that. Like I would wear something, and I lived with her for a bit. So like I'd wear something and she would make fun of it, and then she would go change into something completely the same. And so it's happened a lot. I still have yet to like understand how to deal with it, but the least you could do is credit a bitch, dude, you know? Whatever though. Anyway, so as I was growing up, okay, I started messing with, you know, herbs, stones and stuff, and I still do. I'll do like a ritual maybe once every 3-6 months, just like to really sit down with all my crystals and get that energy going. And really what that just looks like is me sitting in a circle with stones in a circle, with candles in a circle, lighting some herbs on fire, and just meditating for like 2 to 3 hours. And usually I do it in front of the mirror because I feel like that's like a portal kind of thing. You can do that if you want. Try it. I recommend it. And we'll talk more about manifesting. I really want to just start opening up a series about manifesting because things are happening that I've been manifesting, and I just feel like it's adding more and more proof to like the pudding, you know? And for me, because I feel like a lot of y'all can relate, like ADHD, right? I don't want to spend like fucking 4 years getting a degree in manifestation. Okay. There is a way to figure this out without cutting corners quality wise, but to where I can just teach everyone this without being like, oh yeah, you gotta like really dig, you know, the influencers. Okay, so this, hold on, the ADHD. So this is, I remember when I was going through eviction when I was pregnant and I couldn't work or anything. That was different than the last time because obviously I could fucking hustle, okay? Before when I was pregnant, when I say bedridden, I mean worse than I was with my hip. So during that time, I have both. Please don't tell me. No, I'm not saying this. I don't really, I just consider myself spiritual. I don't really have like a specific faith that I follow. Shit, what was I saying? I don't remember. Hold on. I'm gonna smoke a bowl real quick, as if that will help. This new weeds I got, damn dude. I can tell it's gonna last me a bit. It's hella strong. Okay, I kind of remember. But anyway, yeah, so things are kind of happening in my life to where I feel like finally I can like teach you guys, you know, the easy way, because these influencers that I keep seeing, they're always saying the same shit. And like I said, it's because they want to sell a course. Stop. They want to sell a course, and I don't want to sell a course, okay? You can watch this shit for free, okay? You can choose to sub to me, and this is where, like, my philosophy comes into play even more. Like, I don't want to push people to, if you don't want to sub, if you don't want to donate, you don't have to. I don't care. You can never give a penny to me. As long as you're just watching, you're supporting my shit, and I'm so appreciative of that, because I just feel like when you sit there and live authentically, right? And this isn't, authenticity looks different from person to person. Maybe that does look like working a 9-to-5 for you, but you know, these influencers they don't forget, they know what they're doing. They're skipping out on details because they don't want to tell people the details. And a lot of these influencers are actually just coming from rich families. And you know, some of us don't have that. So I really wanted to figure out, I was like, I know there's something with this, right? And this is like in my early adulthood. And I was like, I know there's something with this. I've practiced witchcraft, and I wasn't really aware of things happening. Like I would see them happen, but it would be like my rituals would happen, and then like 3 to 6 months, then my manifestation would show up. Maybe 6 months actually. And then it started narrowing down to like 3 months. And then now it's almost like I can get it within a month. It's crazy. And you guys have seen crazy things happen, right? And literally the car, everything that I've worked for the last few months has been just manifested. And that doesn't mean that it's going to be given to you. Like, just, it doesn't mean that like money's just going to drop into your bank account. While it can, you need to be open-minded to the point where it can just, who knows? What if you get a refund randomly that you don't even know about, right? The options have to be open in your mind, and you have to feel worthy of these options happening. A lot of people would be like, yeah, I would love $5,000, but would you actually accept $5,000? A lot of people wouldn't. I know old me, I remember, because I dated a guy, this guy named Tyler. He handed me $5,000 in cash, and he told me to go put it in my bank account. I had so much trouble accepting that he drove me to the bank. And like literally I was pulling on the wheel to get him to not drive to the bank because I just didn't know how to accept that. I was like, whoa, that was like such, I've never seen that amount of money in my life at that time. And a lot of us would be like the same way, right? So if someone really wanted to come in and give you $5,000, would you be willing to accept that? And a lot of people would be like, yeah. But really, would you? Because a lot of you wouldn't. And that's where you got to work on, you deserve that. If someone comes in and says, hey, I want to give you $5,000, they obviously see something in you, and you should be like, all right. I mean, like, first off, be cautious. What's going on? Am I a traffic mule or something? You know, ask questions first. But if it's something that you can trust, you know, you just got to believe you deserve it. And that's where these influencers, they don't want to tell you that much. And they also don't want to tell you that they come from rich backgrounds. But you're a very... I appreciate that. Jake had a cake. At the top right of the screen. What's at the top right of the screen? What is goth IHOP? Oh, it's just a joke. I think I've accepted due to the way the world worked around me for a long time. Right. And that's where, like, that's kind of what helped me in that situation. That's what I could think of. And I know not a lot of people can relate to that, but you have to imagine it in whatever sense you can, you know, because I know a lot of y'all can relate to the idea of if someone gave you that amount of money, you would have trouble accepting it. And that in itself is not necessarily a problem, but that shows that you don't see yourself as worthy of that gift, right? And that's where it starts in increments. So when you pray, a lot of people just have such utmost faith in this God that they don't even realize that it's really them, you know, them manifesting this stuff. And made fun of me because I read slowly. Aw. Well, she's going to leave this earth soon, so joke's on her. Does that mean? I'm sorry. Sorry. Question everything, especially the police. Yes. But what if you don't deserve it? You do. You do. That's the thing is, these are core things that when you manifest that you have to dig deep down and and really, really uncover, because, and that's why I try to remind you guys, like, I don't know y'all, but you can make as many mistakes as you can in this world. And a lot of us, the thing is this Christian belief that's been ingrained into us, even if you're not Christian, we believe that if we make a mistake, we must be an awful person, we're going to go to hell, and we still talk in those terms. So it's not that we really believe it, but like we kind of do in a little subconscious way, you know, maybe we worry that it's real or something like that, but still that's giving power to that notion, you know. So that Jesus was a mad simp. Jesus was kind of hot. I was a simp for Jesus. They're like, bow your head and pray, and I'm like, staring at the picture of Jesus. I'm like, he's kind of cute. I like his hair. Is he wearing panties? No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, I'm worthy of very little, struggle a lot. No, you are worthy of so much. So much. Zorby is a great dude, guys, for real. I had so much fun. He was here, and it was really fun. But anyway, when you were born here, your birthright is abundance. Your birthright is love. Okay? You are deserving of all of that. Whether that abundance looks like financial abundance to you, that's, you determine that. But you are so deserving of that. It's the people in your life who taught you and told you that you were not. Okay? And you have to uncover what that looks like. What phrases were said to you as a kid? what things were done to make you believe, you know. For instance, a lot of people, when I talk about these girls copying me, a lot of guys will come onto my post and be like, you're not special. And all I hear when I see that is I just hear parents, because I've heard parents say this. Never mind. My dad literally thought I could be the president. He would say that. And I know that's a common thing that maybe people would say to their kids. But, like, he still says this shit to me, okay? So, like, my parents would never say that to me. Not even my grandparents. But nonetheless, all I see and hear is that your parents never told you that you're special. And on top of that, they actually told you that you're not special. It's more of like, you think you're special, you're not. You're not special. Those kind of phrases really hit subconsciously and stay with you throughout adulthood. And that is the problem, is everybody's special. There is no combination of everything about you that can ever be replicated in this world ever again. You are made up of so many experiences, lessons, journeys, likes, dislikes, the way you hold yourself, the way you talk. You might have people who look like you, everything. There is not a single person. You are as rare as a snowflake, you know. You are so fucking special. And that's where everybody needs to recognize that. And literally, when you're running this Christian narrative, you are diminishing that. They say, like, you're a child of God and stuff, but it's more like you're supposed to be like, but I'm subservient to him. Like, I'm not special. I have to be a certain specialness to receive his love. And that's where it's toxic, because people who don't receive his love, like myself as a kid, were like, what the fuck's wrong with us? Nothing, actually. You know, you deserve more, probably. So, nothing about how... Yeah, Jesus actually really protested religion, organized politics, anything like that. And you know how it is in the Bible. They say he was, you know, if men lusted after women and didn't like it, then pluck out your eyes and, like, rip out your brain or something like that. What do I do is look in the mirrorless mirror. Thank you for the rose. I admire your wisdom, Papa Julian, for real. I appreciate y'all. But yeah, that's really why on a daily basis I try to remind y'all, because I remember being there. I remember thinking I wasn't worthy of this stuff either. And all it took was just me, and that's why I say, like, you have to be your hype man, because some of us don't get blessed with this community, and luckily you have this community, which you guys are here. So this community that's here, we will hype you up. I will hype you up. I will be your community. But I didn't personally have a community at the time, and I had to be my own hype man. If you never come back to the stream, just know you have to be your own hype man for a bit, because what happens from there is, because you start showing up for yourself, the universe starts showing up for you. And you will see on Friday, because there's such big news that, like, I literally was talking about it on Monday, and then the day I was meeting with Zorby, I was at a doctor's appointment, and I looked at my phone, and, like, I got the biggest fucking news. And you know, it's gonna pull a lot of things together, and I'm really excited to share that with you guys, but it's gonna wait because I gotta launch it a certain way. But nonetheless, like, you have to, and people will sit here and they'll shit on you. They'll be like, you think you're special? You think you deserve to earn $1 million? And they'll look at you and think you don't do enough to earn $1 million. Excuse me. First off, let's dial it back again. Look at the politics and look at the rich people. They are exploiting people. They are not out here busting their ass. They're not pulling sleepless nights. Maybe once upon a time they did. But at this point, they're exploiting people, okay? And they're just earning money. So a lot of haters will not see your work, A. They don't see the quality of your work. Like, a lot of people who come in here shitting on me, they do not know about the times when I was streaming for the whole week nonstop. When I was streaming for 24 or 72-hour streams nonstop. You know, they don't see that. They just see it as whatever they want to see it. They're just going to hate from their lens, okay? Don't let... As the Bible says, don't let those demons distract you, okay? But for real, if you're really serious about your goals, and that's what I was talking about in the beginning, you don't have to be like, oh, I'm going to go save the world. I have all these career goals. You don't have to be like that. You could just have the goal of, I want to make $5,000 a month. Then you got to open up and be like, okay, do I really, like, what opportunities are around me that I think I can make $5,000 with? You know, are there new opportunities that I could be exploring that maybe fit my happiness better than what I'm doing right now? And that's what it was for me. Like, I was working corporate and stuff, and I was taking chemo, and I was just dating a really terrible guy. I was just not having it. And then I got fired from a job and then went to another job. And I just couldn't keep up with it because my grandma just passed and just everything that was happening. I needed a break. So I ended up turning to content work, and that was a big blessing. And there's a lot of stuff that's gone through that. Like, for a while, I knew I could gain a platform. I would go viral on Facebook, and then the trolls would get my account banned. And then I started up another one. So I've been viral on Facebook several times. So I knew I could gather an audience, and I really wanted to be able to utilize that in some shape to help my mission in life. And at this point, like when I was doing it, I was doing just solely focused on my content work, and I wasn't doing this kind of content. It was more just photo shoots, and I knew I wanted to go this way and like teach people how to do these things and stuff like that. But I was nervous. I was nervous to put myself out there and share my story, because I have a lot of triggering things that have happened to me. Whenever I share my story, there's always people who are absolutely triggered by what the hell I'm talking about. And then they're really mean to me about it, which I didn't really expect, but it is what it is. It comes with the territory of being open like that. Now, I'm not saying that if you want to make money, you have to go the social media route, but I have to put out there that the internet is a great way to make money. It is amazing way to make money. There's so many avenues to make money on the internet. So don't discount the internet fully. Social media, if you're not a social media person, fine. But just don't discount the internet fully, okay? I hope your night is going well. Hades, I went and got In-N-Out Burger today. Because I had to go top up on my meds. I got some new meds today, and dropped off some stuff at UPS. Had to return some packages, and then I came back and drank a smoothie, and I might have another smoothie. I'm just starving lately, which is good. Kind of. I need money to supplement that, which I do, but I can eat like 5,000 calories a day. Can I pay for that? No. Papa Julian, thank you. The craving was too powerful. Yes, I know. I'm going to try to keep it to once a week, but damn, I can eat those every day. I really can. I just get so constipated. You were famous? No, I am not famous. You're so good. I feel you. Yeah, we do. I know. I don't know how they have not made it yet. I promise you guys, I give you my word, once I start my bar and my restaurant, if there's not a goth IHOP by then, I will make one, okay? You're famous to us, just... Oh, thank you, Zorby. Thank you. But yeah, so, you know, people look at magic and witchcraft as like devil work, and I think the root of that is because it can lead into, you know, selfishness and whatever. That's why I think the 7 deadly sins exist, because when you think about it, if you are given all the ultimate power, do we really want everyone having as much power as they want? Probably not, but let's be honest. The elites practice occultism. I'm just going to be straight up with y'all. Even if they pretend to be fucking Christians, they practice occultism. There's no way around it. And these people, not only do they abuse the system and they get, you know, all the fucking cutbacks from the government and shit like that. So never feel bad for using the government. First off, you pay for them. That's your taxes, okay? Don't fucking feel bad. But I should have gotten your autograph while I was there. Oh no. Wait. I was gonna say, I thought I gave you something. I mean, I gave you some pizza. You could just keep that pizza box. Although I didn't take a picture of it. There's no proof that it was from me. I'll sign it. I'm starting to realize that. But it won't really be... I mean, you'll just sell it later. You'll still know me. So if you need another signature, I'll sign something if you need some money. That'll be cool. If I were truly famous, if my homies really needed some money, I would just sign a few papers for them. Give them some of my personal items. Here, just sell this. You'll have a year's worth of rent. That'd be cool as fuck. Anyway, but welcome in, y'all. Yeah, when you start practicing that stuff, like I guess there is, you know, there's a fine line, because you have to really, if you have good intentions with it, you'll go far with it. You know, if you really want to do well by your means, then you'll go far with it. If you're trying to manipulate people and hurt people, you know, I don't know how far you'll go, but truth be told, that's where, you know, occultism comes into play. People who don't want to do the inner work, that's where dark magic, black magic, whatever you want to call it, comes into play, because that's what, like, you know, Jeff Bezos and Zuckerberg and them practice. The Epstein Island people, all of those, P. Diddy, like all these elite people, they are practicing occultism. Sacrificial stuff. And, you know, when you get into the actual magic world, there are books of spells that do work. Like there are sacrificial things that you can do that do work. And I know that sounds crazy, but if you can pray and do nothing, then adding like a life form and using that energy and like harvesting that, as loony as that sounds, it does work. And that's why people do it. And it's powerful. It really is. And it's kind of like a shortcut. And the thing is look at how it's ending up. You know, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. You can practice black magic all you want. You can practice good white magic. It's not good nor bad, whatever. I don't like to connotate it with good or bad with that. But you can practice whatever the hell you want. But if you look at how things are going, these people who practice occultism, like, you know, they're gonna crash and burn. Look at how things are going right now. It's one of those things where it's a short-lived thing. You know, I wish I knew a movie that could like put this into reference, because I'm sure there is. But, you know, that's where I preach like doing the inner work and truly living your authentic truth and who you want to be. Because if you're trying to live through ego, you are going to hurt so many people. And look at how many people Jeff Bezos and them are hurting because of how many people they're exploiting and things like that. And even just look at yourself, like how much are you struggling? That's due to the elite people, the political people being able to be lobbied by these, you know, elite people. And since the beginning of time, since America has started, that's how things have been ran, is these politics are being lobbied by these rich people, and these rich people are able to sway their opinion because they're able to fund their campaigns. That's literally how America politic races started in the beginning, and they still go like that now. You know, there's still nothing wrong with learning the occult. No, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I absolutely preach learning as much about it as you can. That's the only reason why I know about this stuff. You know, I don't practice it, but that's where, like, when I was younger, where I got grounded is I didn't even really want to practice witchcraft. I just wanted to read about it. But because they grounded me, I was like, okay, now I want to practice it. Begging for money again on TikTok. You know me. Where's Caleb? How'd you even get in here? You miss me? Mm-hmm. Are you mad because I get money from TikTok? You should cry about it. I love that I live rent-free in y'all's heads, especially the haters. You must be jealous, seething mad, and flattered. Wow, he's almost a regular. I know, right? Is someone gonna block him? Do it. Learning spooky shit like this. Yeah, I personally, like, I haven't studied demonology. I personally would like to read about demonology, but I'm waiting for a certain point in my spiritual journey. I do believe I'm protected, but that's going to be something that I really would prefer to have maybe a few different forms of protection around. I don't know how to describe it, but I think there's nothing wrong with studying this stuff. This is the only way you'll learn about this stuff, you know. Spicy tuna salad. Ooh, that sounds so good. I've been thinking about tuna salad too. Your side hurts right now. Why? Haters are watching make you money. I know, I've been getting a lot of Anton the Bomb. I've been getting a lot of hate online recently from these freaking dudes. I don't know. But yeah, welcome in, y'all. We're talking about magic. And we're going to talk about manifesting, like, this month and whatnot. Friday we'll talk more about manifesting, but I talked a little bit about it, but it's been quite a bit, so I wanted to, like, kind of recap. But we're talking a little bit about magic and kind of like how it's viewed. So that way, if you view things from a Christian perspective, if you view things from a scientific perspective, I feel like this can all suit all backgrounds, right? But really, like, for the longest time, I didn't feel like I deserved nice things, and then shit kept getting ripped from me. Like, literally, my motorcycle got ripped from me. Someone stole it. And then my car got, you know, all fucked up. Who sent that? Mordak. Thank you. Sonic 3 soundtrack right now. Smeagol! I was taking a shower the other day and was thinking about that. Because there was this picture of naked Smeagol, but like a girl version with like a fat badonk. I was like, oh, how cute. It was on my Facebook, and it just like randomly came across my mind while I was showering, and then I thought of you because you call me Smeagol. Same thing with my daughter. What was the hour? What worth the hour of chopping? You keep popping up for me. Well, I hope your day's going well, Nicholas. I'm going to do... I did not do the Smeagol voice. I'm going to partake in the cereal bowl real quick. Uno momento. Mentos. I'm slowly killing these gnats off one by one. Slowly getting them over here as I could. Oh, shiz. I only took a quick hit. We'll do another one for the sake of Bubba's. For the sake of Bubba's. This stuff tastes so good. I wish you guys could... Oh, I should have... What is it? I'm going to send you a picture of what I got. Bubba's. I think you would have liked it. I actually thought about sending you a picture earlier. Because it's testing at 29%. And it was on sale for like $65 for an ounce. And... It's like Royal something. I don't know. Royal something mixed with something. It's really good though. It sounds like... It's like really gassy smelling. But it's like really sweet when I smoke it. I love it. It might be Royal Gorilla. I'm not too sure. I'll post it in the Discord. I'll post it in Discord for all of y'all. Because I don't really ever message Joe. But Joe can know too. I think it's my Wi-Fi. My precious. I think it's my Wi-Fi. Because I keep seeing no connection at the top. I'm going to head to bed, friend. It's been a really rough day. I'm sorry. Okay. Sounds good. Sleep well. I hope you make it home tomorrow. Drive safely tomorrow whenever you get started. But sweet dreams. Well, just if you're online, I'll be back. Okay, sounds good, BBDJ. Oh, thank you, Clamical Mers. I appreciate it. I appreciate you just popping in to the streams. But you know, a lot of people, like, we'll get back to, like, people feeling like they deserve and don't deserve things. You know, I didn't feel this way, but I do know a lot of people think that, there's so many reasons why people will feel like they don't deserve things, right? I know a lot of people think they don't deserve things because they've made mistakes and they think they're crap human. And this is where I remind y'all that, you know, even from a Bible sense, you don't have to believe in the Bible, okay? But God put us here and he sent fucking Jesus here to die so that we could literally sin as much as we want and we will still go to heaven. So that whole, like, narrative of hell existing, I really don't understand why the Christians push that, because the whole point of Jesus coming down and dying was so that we could sin and be forgiven for our sins because he died for our sins. So I don't understand the whole, like, where hell comes into play, because we're already saved to begin with. So the Christian narrative pushes it in a different way because they want you living in fear. And that's another thing that we talked about, and I'll talk about it multiple times, about living in... Okay, sounds good, Zorby. Be safe, please. Living in survival, and that's going to be something that you have to get out of when you start manifesting, working magic, energy, whatever. And I remember when I started doing my online work, and I stopped working from home, and the first out of survival thing it was for me, and I know a lot of y'all can relate to this. You know when you wake up and your brain for some reason thinks it's... Jake! Hello! How are you doing, my dear? I'm glad to see you here. But I know a lot of people, like, you know when you wake up on a weekend and you think you're late for work, or like you dream of your alarm? Like, is that not PTSD? Like, what? And you, like, sit up straight out of bed, like, and it's like a fucking Saturday night and you're supposed to be cozy in bed. Like, that feels like PTSD. That feels like PTSD if you ask me. That was the first thing that I had to do to get out of survival. That was the first thing that was so clear to me. Like I would literally wake up, and I didn't have to wake up in an alarm. I had set my own schedule. You know, I didn't have an alarm. And I would wake up in a sweat because I'm like, oh my God, I'm late for work. And work? Dude, you work for yourself now. Like, relax, you know? A lot of us are in that survival state, you know? And that was so clear to me during that time. I never even knew that. Jake, well, sleep trauma. If so, that's one I got the one of my favorite time we can bake. Sweet banana gas from sourdough. And ooh. Waiting for the paint to dry on a gun. Ooh. Hell yeah. You should post pictures of that. That'd be amazing. Didn't realize I had graduated a long time ago. I don't miss that either. I forgot about that with school. Yeah, school was even worse because that even puts into perspective. Because Bubba said he would woke up with the school thing. Like he said, yes, I woke up and left to school and realized I had graduated a long time ago. So like that that's showing that not showing, but like that goes to show kind of that they are ingraining that from like a young age. It was such a difficult time for me to get through that. Like I spent literally like 6-8 months trying to re-regulate and de-stress myself with that alone. And getting out of survival is so important, and most of what they do is make you live fear-based. If you're in a good job, you probably are slowly getting out of survival, and I hope that for a lot of y'all. I know a lot of y'all have gotten recent jobs or jobs are going well, so I really hope that means that, you know, your survival is coming to an end, and the survival can look like so many things, you know, even how you act towards people and stuff like that. So it can go further than financial, and that's for you to look at. If you have specific questions about it, I'm happy to help you. I don't have the answers for everything. I'm not a therapist or anything. I'm not certified, clinically trained, or anything like that. Okay, I only use my experiences. But if you feel like you can trust what I have to say, then feel free to reach out to me. I'll try to answer you. I do take forever to get to messages. I don't hold great conversations, but if you have a specific question about something, I'm happy to answer it. Oh, thank you, Jason. You're freaking amazing. I appreciate you. I hope you're having a good day. I hope everyone's having a good day. True. I know. I'm trying. I'm getting a little better at them, but it's sporadic. Like it's hard to do a day-to-day thing. I'm getting better though, believe it or not. But so a lot of like when you start practicing magic, that's where it's going to stem from, is believing that you really do deserve this stuff and then working through that. And some people like myself, I never really imagined like a job for myself. I've always wanted to own a restaurant since I was 6. So I never imagined what I would be working at career-wise for someone else. And so I just kind of followed what I wanted to do as a kid after a while. Like I didn't really want to be in tech my whole life. I enjoy it, but I don't want to do this as a career. I don't want to sit at a desk all day, every day. The ADHD does not like the same thing every day. Okay, I get bored. Where's the dopamine? And that's where I like to do, for me, a restaurant would be so ideal because I can bake part of the day, I can clean the front area the other day, part of the day hostess, I can be a floater is what I call it. I can do a little bit of everything, and I plan to be on hands-on because I love what I want to do. I'm not trying to exploit people. I'm trying to do it because it's a passion and it's a love of mine. And that's where I think like doing things out of ego will hurt people, and if you're doing things out of passion and love, you want to invest in it and take care of it. And like for me, I could never imagine underpaying my employees because first off, I don't want them fucking working for anyone else. I don't want them coming into work tired because they worked another shift somewhere else. I don't want them late because they're coming from another shift. I want their time and energy spent here. So I'm going to give you a livable wage, right? Like when I have servers, they'll be getting whatever the minimum wage is. I don't know. Is minimum wage 18 here? Or is that just California or whatever? I don't know. I would give them a livable wage. I wouldn't say minimum wage. I'd give them a livable wage and then allow them to keep their tips. I don't know why that's such a big deal. I don't know why restaurants pay servers so little. And that in turn people will want to work for me. And if I give them good benefits, if I treat them right, because I'm not trying to fucking be greedy. I don't need all this money. I don't need to hoard money. I can, and this is, once again, this is what I don't understand. Like, and people will laugh at me because of the way I look. They don't take me serious because of what I do. And they've never taken me serious. That's the thing. Like, I see girls who are like, oh, people won't take you serious because you do O and F and stuff. No one's ever taken me serious, lady. Okay. I don't give a shit to start having people take me serious. Now, they're never going to. I'm going to keep doing my own thing. I'm not living for the validation of others. I've got shit to do. If I sit here and worry about the validation of others, I'm going to fucking prolong my goals and then I'll die. And then I won't be able to accomplish my goals and I will fucking kill myself. Anyway, but, are you a Fed? Yes. Anthro Rat! I have not seen you forever. I hope you're doing well. Good night, Papa Julian. Yo, you have a copycat, lol, gangsta. Who? But yeah, so to me, like, those people are investments, and I see that as valuable. Whereas where I would compare it, Jeff Bezos is running off of ego, and he does not value people the way he values himself, because he has a lot of inner work to do, because he's covering that void up with billions of dollars. And I've said this before, you know, a lot of us, we want a simple life, and that's because our issues run deep, but not as deep as Jeff Bezos, okay? I cannot imagine what kind of trauma that dude has to where he needs billions of dollars, billions and billions, and to exploit billions of people to feel good. Okay? That's a lot of inner work that needs to be done. You know, so this is, oh, I appreciate that, Jake. One thing at a time, right? I'm trying to follow my dream too. Sometimes it looks a little different, you know, but you're not going to get to it right away. I think if we were given those things right away, like if I was given my restaurant right away, I don't think I would have had the skills and stuff learned and whatnot to run it as well as I feel like I could run it now, you know? So I think all of these things, you know, when you really want something, life wants it for you too. Universe wants it for you too. God wants it. They all want you to win. Okay. No one is against you. You know, I really detest this whole mindset where people are like, oh my God, this shit keeps happening to me, blah, blah. And like I said earlier, if you're not living authentically, of course it's going to keep happening, because they're trying to push you onto the route that makes you more authentic. What do you live for? What makes you happy? Stop worrying about what makes mom and dad happy. Stop worrying about what makes your husband or wife happy. To an extent, you know, you can still make people happy, but choose your happiness over theirs, you know. And that in itself will help guide your manifestations and probably bring them in faster. And some people don't really care what they do for work, you know, and some people don't really, you know, I try to imagine like some of my simple life bros, right? Some of y'all don't have ginormous goals, and I want to remind you that's just a-okay, okay? There's nothing wrong with having just a goal to work a good job and have a good wife and a good home and die happy. There's nothing wrong with that. And even if you don't want to work, maybe you just want to, you know, paint and do things like that and earn money. You don't have to physically do laborious jobs you might feel that way, but you don't, your value is just in you yourself. You know, you don't have to contribute to society to have value. You already contribute to society just being you, okay? This whole capitalistic kind of workforce mindset, people think, oh, because you don't work like a hard labor job or whatever, you don't add value, and you know, you don't deserve these good things. You deserve good things. You don't have to work for them. Like, you don't have to kill yourself for them, really, essentially, you know? Like, you don't have to, what's a good way to say it? You can do things that make you happy. Like, you don't have to do shit that you don't want to do, essentially. Like, all of the stuff that I do, I want to do. Now, are there things that I don't want to do that are involved in that? Like, did I really want to build this PC? No. But I was really grateful that I had the PC. And, you know, the fact that I knew it was going to help my streams and stuff even better. Because before I had a shitty little laptop and I couldn't play games on it. All I could do was stream, hardly, and on my phone. So, like, there's things in the process that you might not be so, like, yes, but you know it adds to the long-term outcome, like the outcome effect of it, you know? So that's where it's worth it, and that's where, if you have that goal in mind, you push yourself towards that, and that's where you can call it manifestation, praying, whatever you want, but the subconscious of having that goal is what's so important. It doesn't matter how big or small that goal is. If it's a goal to you, if you want to get a new video game, okay, and it's like maybe quite expensive, and you get that goal, it is so, okay, for instance, it is so important to have King 420, welcome back. Yeah, you don't have to work yourself to death, exactly. And the thing is like, you're going to have to put effort into what you want, you know, you can't, like I said earlier, you know, you can't just pray without the works. You have to do the works. You have to put in the effort, because you have to show up to the universe. You have to show up to God and show them that you're serious, that you actually want this. You can pray for it all you want, but if you don't show up as what you want, then you're not going to get what you want. And I know that sounds nuts, and you'll hear people in the spiritual TikTok realm talk about this, how you have to be a vibrational match. That's what that means. So how I can explain that, and we'll talk about this more with manifesting, but how I do it anyways, I imagine what I want to look like, smell like, be like in like 3-5 years. I imagine that, but I really imagine more short term, because I'm always trying to improve myself. I always want to try to do better than I did 6 months ago or last year. You know, I am my own competition. Like I always want, you will never find me in the same place. You know, you come back in 6 months, you will not find me in the same place. Come back in 3 months, you won't find me in the same place. I am so good at improving, and I love improving, and I just want to keep improving. And some people, it's not, if you don't want to improve, like, you don't have to keep on that journey. Sometimes people improve and they're good with where they're at, and that's a-okay. One day I'll be at that point, but I have a lot of improving I still want to do. But nonetheless, I think, oh, thank you. Thank you for the tiny diny. I hope you have a good night, Texas Made, and thank you. Damn, I want another burger so bad. No, Jess, what are they putting in those burgers? What? Why do I want so many burgers? Anyway, but yeah, I just kind of like imagine who I want to be, and I do my best to become that, right? So like I try, like maybe I can't drive the car that I want. I can't, but I try to, you know. So for me, I want to be like a businesswoman, right? I want to smell different. I want to have like higher end perfumes. I want to wear different clothes. I want to have a different sense of being about me, which I love the sense of being that I have now, but I know once I have my restaurant, things will be fully in motion, and that motion will be so, that in motion drive will be so strong. It's strong right now because of things that are happening, but even then, because they will be literally in the middle of them happening, it's just a beginning now. It will be even stronger. And that's, you know, it's going to look different from person to person, so just relate to this how you can with your goals and your dreams and what you want. Must give energy to make something or receive something back. Give what you can. Feel down to 60 and then give 30 as long as you gave it. Right. I like that. And honestly, you know, how I'll say this is I've manifested this mentality of I want money to work for me and to earn money overnight. And that subconsciously has rewired my brain to search for avenues that give me that ability to have that, right? And that's where like these subscription things like Patreon and YouTube, or not YouTube, TikTok and Instagram, they have like subscriptions and stuff, and that's where I can earn money and things like that. And money, speaking of, welcome in. Are you on Twitch right now too? Sometimes I get confused with your guys' names. Some of you guys change your names. I heard burgers. I know. No, Babas, no, it's okay. I can't eat 2 burgers in one day. Are you kidding me? Do you want me to not shit for the next month? Ooh, I love eggs on burgers. If I could, build me your perfect burger in the comments right now. Maybe. Yeah, tell me what your perfect burger combo would be. I want to know. My perfect burger combo would be like the In-N-Out burger double with double whole grilled onions, and then I would love some avocado and a fried egg on top. That'd be delicious. Propane accessories, absolutely. I hope to be grilling this summer. I don't know how to grill, but I hope I'll have enough money to get a grill, and then I'll be grilling. The red meat can really mess with you. Salmon burger. I know, that's what I've learned. I have to do it like once a week. Like I can't eat red meat as I used to. I don't know if I'll be able to eat it. I'm healing my gut right now, so we're almost there. So I'm wondering like maybe when it's better that I can eat more red meat. But for now I can only eat a burger like once a week. Tons of pickles, Impossible Patty. Tomato, red onions, and fried egg. Okay. I never tried the Impossible Patties. But I do want to do a series with the Whopper and compare the Impossible Whopper to the regular Whopper. I've never tried both. So guacamole. Actually, I did think I had a Whopper once. I don't remember how it tasted though. Guacamole, California pepper, pineapple. Oh! Bubba's, you can throw down. I just know it. You always say such good food. Charcoal grilled 80-20 big butt cheeseburger. Eat poor innocent animals. I know. I'm getting better about it. One day I'll be vegetarian soon. Red meat somehow, I don't know. I don't know if it's because of anemia or something, but my body craves it. Do you drink kombucha? No, I make a smoothie. It's got apple cider vinegar, raw honey, coconut oil. Oh, that's what I forgot in my smoothie. That's why it tasted different. Coconut oil, avocado, banana, strawberry, blueberries, and tons of Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt, and then water. And that's just kind of been healing my gut. And then I eat honey fermented garlic. Red meat is a myth. What do you mean? I'm not saying like I crave red meat. I'm thinking it's because I'm anemic that I probably crave the iron in it. I'm sure I can get that through vegetables and stuff. I haven't learned the ways of vegetarian cooking and stuff like that. But with mustard, extra ketchup, kosher, dills, pigs. I forget what they're called. There's a group of people and they eat a lot of like kind of like a Mediterranean diet, but they eat more like pita type bread, and it's kind of like a fermented pita type bread. But they don't eat really meat. I think they're kind of more pescatarian, if anything, but in general, they don't eat meat much. And when they do, it's only from an animal that's like passed away. Like they don't purposely kill the animal and stuff like that. I kind of like that. I can respect that because I don't necessarily like the idea of slaughtering animals, but I like meat, and I wouldn't eat my dogs or anything like that, but like a cow, that would be okay to me. That people's needs want it. I'm taking from experience that red-looking meat is awful for guts. More soy. Does soy have iron in it? Because I think that's the only reason why my body craves the red meat is I do have struggles with keeping my iron levels up, and I think that's like the big reason why when I eat the burger, that's why I crave it, because the iron. Yeah, that's what I said, Jeremy. Soy plant-based. See, the other thing is, though, with that soy-based shit, is it's full of byproduct, and my body is so sensitive to chemicals. Like, literally, it destroys me. Like, that's what causes my joints to flare up. Fermented onions once it was rough. Yes, but that stuff's good for you. It's so good for you. Being raised on a farm sort of made me become a vegetarian. I've been one for over 14 years now. I can understand that. The more I learn about the meat industry, the more I want to become vegetarian. But especially when you have health issues, Jeremy, it's not healthy to be vegetarian. Vegetarian and vegan is not an option for everyone. I want to remind y'all that. Okay? I hate when these vegans and vegetarians come in and pushing this shit because I've tried it. I got really sick. So keep your food shit to yourself, okay? Unless someone asks. No one cares, okay? You're not saving the meat industry by doing what you're doing. Neither am I, okay? Eventually I'll get there, but right now we're not. Jeremy, yes, people do need meat, okay? You are not a dietitian or anything, so I'm not going to count on your word. You're a random stranger on the internet. But I can 150% tell you that going around telling people to switch to vegan vegetarianism is not good. Because you are not a dietitian. You don't know what everybody's needs are. And that's so harmful. So try not to do that, okay? It's none of your business what people eat. It's none of your business what people's diets is like. Worry about yourself, okay? You're not going to save the planet by going around on TikTok telling people to stop eating meat, okay? Because that's what my food eats. Eat your vegetables. Shut up, Karen, on TikTok, literally. And it's so funny because, like, I'm preaching about how, like, eventually I'll get there. But literally tons of innocent people and animals are harmed on a daily. You can't sit there and preach this kind of stuff to people when... especially when it's diet related. Right. Especially when it's diet related. You cannot preach this stuff. I don't care what you say. You literally can't preach this stuff. Innocent animals or not. Okay, you're not going to save the meat industry. I don't know how to break it to you. You're just not. If anything, you doing that probably will make people want to double down and eat meat more. Just to let you know. Your method is not effective. Figure out a different method and then come back here and we'll talk. Yeah. Like I said, you're talking to the wrong person. I've already tried this. I went vegetarian and vegan, and I literally got so sick. Severely anemic, might I add. And I had to go to the doctor, and they're like, oh yeah, you need to start eating more red meat because you're hella anemic. And you're telling me to eat kale. I fucking hate kale. I hate kale. How much kale are you going to eat to equal, have you looked that up? How much kale you need to eat to equal the amount of iron that I need? Do you even know how much iron I need? That's what I mean. Stop preaching your nasty vegan kale diet on people, okay? It's not going to work for me, all right? Go cry about it. You can go cry about the animals. I do too, okay? But you're not going to save the whole industry by preaching to me about this. Right. I've had kale. It's fucking nasty as hell. Hi. And this dude's over here. He's like, yeah, just shove it up your ass. Shove a whole stalk of kale up your ass, and then you won't be anemic. Okay, doctor. Anyway. I don't care sounds. Anyway, so back to magic. So when you are manifesting these things, that's what I mean about these influencers, is they won't tell you this because they're trying to sell you a course, okay? But really, the root to all magic is just discovering what you feel like you deserve and what you want, and really going after it because you deserve that. Once you start doing that, the universe will show up, like I said. And the best way I could say that is like when you manifest, even then, like when you manifest, visualization is such a good way to manifest. And once again, I'll talk about more manifesting on Friday. So visualizing in whatever way, I do it in so many different ways. So I'll teach you guys all the ways that I do it. You can even have sex magic, okay? Ooh. Tons of ways to manifest. You can literally manifest while taking a bath. It's just all visualization and really wiring your subconscious. And a lot of times our subconscious is, you know, where our actions come from, and our actions are based on how we feel internally, what we're worth and things like that. And when you start thinking you're worth more than certain things, you start not participating in certain actions, certain groups of people, certain conversations. You start aligning with different words. You even start talking differently. I remember I used to talk so poorly to myself, and now I really detest and try so hard not to talk down to myself. I really do it anymore, but occasionally, like, I'll joke around with it. But even joking, I don't like to joke around that, like, I think I'm stupid or anything like that, because I think the subconscious kind of hears that, you know, and I don't want my subconscious to hear that from me. If I don't say it to my friends, then I won't say it to myself. Hold on to that feeling. Yes. Never do that. You will go to limbo. What do you mean? Kale sucks. And honestly, the other thing is when, back to this vegan crap, but kale is so hard to digest. What are you doing back there? Kale is so hard to digest, and y'all know me with my issues right now. I am in no place to be eating kale. Okay, that's why I drink these smoothies like fucking crazy. And for this dude to come in here saying this shit when I'm eating a burger once a week is crazy, because literally I just drink these fucking smoothies, which is just yogurt and vegetables and fruit. So that's what I mean. You can never fucking win with these dumbasses, like, for real. And it's like, I'm literally, I would say I'm more almost close to vegetarian than most people that I know, you know? So for a fucking person to come in here and preaching about that shit, it's like, really? And kale, really? Like, I wouldn't even be able to get any nutrients from that because my body is not in the position to be able to even fucking digest raw kale. Okay? I would have to cook it. Do I want to cook kale? No, because that fucking is soggy and nasty. Why are you suggesting kale? Kale is so gross. Out of all things. You want me to replace an In-N-Out burger with some fucking kale? Dude, that's the whole point of my health cooking too, is that a lot of people think healthy cooking means you have to get rid of good things, and you don't. And that's like, if you want people to eat healthier, offer solutions that are, like, realistic, okay? Fuck. Like, you could have offered me a mushroom burger, and I would have been like, I would have taken that over the idea of you telling me to shove kale up my ass, you know? So, beef. Ahigo, my ego, welcome in. I only heard of it, never had it. I actually worked for a lady in Scottsdale. I was a private chef for her. And she loved these kale smoothies. And she told me to drink one day. And the way she loved her smoothie. Nasty. A salad. Sorry. Thank you. Did you make rent, buddy? I did. Well, actually, we're working on this month's rent. We're working on rent early. Usually I work on it at the end of the month. But I don't like stressing for rent anymore, so we're working on rent right now. So all Patreon subs go towards rent. If you want to purchase any sets from me or any content, you can message me on Instagram and stuff. So thank you. But yeah, we're currently earning for this month. So we caught up. I don't know if you're talking about last time, but we got last month's. So hella thank you to all of y'all always. I know I thanked you guys before, but I'll thank you guys again. But yeah, we are working on this month's right now because I don't want to work on it at the end of the month and be stressed anymore. But yeah, so like from the outside, you know, a lot of people just see me getting these things, and while I can say it is manifesting, but you know, when things are placed into your life, oh great, Jake Wolf, you always fucking choose the longest fucking channel points. Catching up on these real quick. Eating burgers are bad for you as well because some places they use cause cancers, like in and out. Literally everything causes cancer. Once again, I eat a burger like once a week. It's not gonna... Out of everything else I do, I doubt that that's gonna be the thing that takes me out. I really doubt it. If anything, what I think will take me out is all the chemicals that I use to clean my home. Taco pizza. But... yeah, I think pretty much all of us are going to die of cancer. Actually, if we don't get the cancer vaccine, we will, because they've been talking about creating one, or they're already creating one and waiting to put it in effect. But yeah, America. But so I do, Kevin. I do. What was I saying? Oh yeah. It is manifesting, you know, the way I got here from my apartment, my new motorcycle, and my car. But also it is about following your intuition, and that's where living authentically, you know, is how you'll get there. And literally one of the first exercises I did to start living authentically was taking left-hand turns. You know, sometimes when you like do it, you second guess yourself and you almost get like, you could have gotten hit or something, you know. I stopped second guessing myself at left-hand turns because there was one time when it was close, you know. I was like, I hate that I second guess myself. So I was like, all right, well, let me stop. Let me just go when my gut tells me, like, first instinct, just go, you know. And that helped me really determine like what my first instinct should look like, you know. And a lot of people don't know what intuition, gut feels like, and you have to play with that. After doing my left-hand turn exercise with myself for a bit, I started pretty much just like trying to differentiate, like, when I get an intuitional thought and it leads me to good things, or is this just like a want that I'm trying to take a shortcut or something like that. It's not really an intuitional or a gut feeling. It's just something that is there, and I'm, you know what I mean? Like, the best way I could describe is like, I maybe take an opportunity that I thought was like, you know, intuition or gut feeling, and I felt excited about it, but it wasn't really gut feeling, and maybe it wasn't really the opportunity for me. You know what I mean? So, Babas, thank you. So when it came to choosing certain things, you know, that's where living truly in your own power, you have to live. Damn it, I was trying to kill that fly. You have to live authentically, and that you get to determine that, luckily. But that's not always as easy as it looks like, you know. I get bullied online by fucking adults for how I look, okay? If you want to look different, if you want to be different, people are going to bully you because they don't know how to respond to different, and their first reaction is just to be fucking childish about it. Just want to go make roast steps where you want to be 100%. Yeah, I like that. And there's like one of my favorite pictures online. It's like making small steps are important because it shows like a ladder with like big increments of like steps as opposed to like small little increments. Like getting up that ladder with the small steps is more important, or not more important, more easier. And that's kind of how I do mine as well, with what Anthrorat said for you guys on TikTok. Because he said, have a large goal, the full, I don't know what he said. And small goals make for rod steps, the full ladder. And the small goals make for the rod steps to reach where you want to be. This way, if you need to modify a small goal, you can. And then he said, jump scare moment. Lolo, welcome in. But yeah, it's so true. And, you know, when you start learning, you know, okay, this is what my gut intuition feeling feels like, you are able to recognize that more and take those steps towards your goals more and lead with more confidence and things like that. And that's where, like, I know sometimes I sound cocky. I know I sound like a weirdo. I know I sound insane sometimes because I'm so confident in, like, this shit that's gonna happen. Like, I'll even put the car, for example. Like, it could sound like, you know, overly confident. Like, I know I'm gonna get this car. I just know it, you know. And some people will be like, you know, people will come in here even when I did the rent streams. They're like, you're not gonna get it, and I'm like, I'll get it. You know, don't worry about it. And that could be looked at as a certain way and whatever. But when you start doing this manifesting, there's just a sense of knowing, and that's where, like, people talk about faith in God, and that's just faith, you know. But having those wins, it builds your faith, and that's where manifesting, like, you know, start by manifesting like $5 or like $10 or something like that, and then you choose to believe that that was part of the manifestation, and it kind of snowballs from there. And like I said, I'll teach more about this on Friday and stuff like that. They're just haters. They're fans. They're fans who are just bitterly in love with me. But But, like, when, you know, like I said, when people make a mistake, they think, you know, oh, I'm such a bad person, or like I fucked up. Even when you treat someone terribly, like, you don't need to look at things like that. Okay, we're human, and part of the experience of being here is to make those mistakes. Those mistakes are kind of necessary so that you can learn more of who you are, what you're meant to do and be in this world. And it's shitty to hurt people sometimes. It happens, you know, and, you know, give yourself the space. And that's, if you really care, you'll make amends with them or whatever. But just because you make a mistake, just because you hurt someone, it doesn't mean you're not deserving of good things. It doesn't mean that you can't be having $5,000-$10,000 months. It doesn't mean that you don't deserve good relationships and stuff like that. You have to believe that you do, even with those mistakes, because even if you correlate it back to the Bible, like, Jesus died for your sins. So whatever mistake you made, it doesn't matter. When you die, it's erased and you go to heaven, okay? If you don't believe in heaven, then forget about it. The mistakes you made is just adding to your character development. And if you take it as, instead of things happening to you, they're happening for you, it'll be more of a lesson. And you'll be like, okay, this is changing me to a path that, you know, where I want to go. And that's where having a definitive goal, you know, it doesn't have to be anything too crazy, but just to have a small minor goal that will help you get to level up places. Like, you don't have to have some big restaurant goal or anything, but every time you make a new goal, you look back in a year and you're like, damn, I am completely in a different spot than I was a year ago. And that's just through making small little incremental manifestation goals kind of thing, you know. Shauna, hello, my dear. You pay your sins with death, if I remember from church. Hell yeah. Yes, she did. It's so great. I did. Mistakes are the best teacher. Right, 100%. And that's, like, a lot of times when we make mistakes, it's kind of like our parents were, you know, very hard on us. And if we made a mistake, they would get frustrated with us quick or call us names and stuff like that. And erase all that, okay? When you're 20, 30, it's your time to deconstruct what was ingrained in you and reconstruct it the right way. And when you start being nice to yourself when you make a mistake, like, oh, it's just a mistake, I'll learn to do better. And sometimes you don't do better next time, and that's okay. You're human. You're not perfect, you know. Give yourself that space to make those mistakes, and I talk about that a lot, you know. Giving yourself that space and not beating yourself up because you made a mistake is so important, because you start looking at them as less of mistakes and more as just challenges and, you know, things that are going to evolve your journey more once you hack it. And while life is frustrating, because I've started manifesting, it's actually exciting, because I just know that these little things that I go through, like these hiccups, like the eviction, like, I knew that I wasn't going to get evicted. As many people who came in here telling me that I was going to get evicted, I knew I wasn't, okay? And I just, like I said, you have to have a sense of knowing, and that's just come from me building up through the years of just, you know, people underestimating me and me just having to really prove to myself that I am right. Like, I don't need y'all to listen to me. You know, I can do this, and that's what you got to do. You got to shut out that outside interference or the demons. But you got to shut that off, and you just got to focus on what you want to do. Because if you let them, they will dissuade you, and that's what people want. They don't want to see you do better than them because it reminds them of how terrible they're doing for themselves. You know, that's their problem. That is not your work to do for them. Your work is being done, and you're getting what you deserve, and you deserve good things. Even when bad things happen to you, it's not like you're getting what you deserve then. It's more of like, okay, so, you know, energy is a thing. I'll put it this way. When bad things were happening to me, I looked at who I was surrounded by. It's not necessarily that I was doing mean things to people or anything. It's just that I was involved with people, and I literally think it was the universe telling me I needed to get away from these people. The last day that I decided to talk to Voldemort ever again, like on a serious note of like maybe we'll get back together kind of thing, I asked him to help me with my motorcycle, and he ended up chasing me in my car because he wanted us to get back together, and I just didn't want to because I found a tampon in his car, and he'd obviously been fucking with some girl, so I'm like, no. And so he started chasing me with this car in my car, and I had to like call the cops because he was chasing me in his fucking vehicle and like almost slamming into me and shit like that. And that night I spent in the parking lot, and that day someone stole my motorcycle, and I got on Twitch and I was crying, and I was literally convinced that because every time I got involved with Justin, that's Voldemort, bad shit would happen. Like, good shit would happen to him, and like bad shit would happen to me. And then when I was away from him, the bad shit would start happening to him, and the good shit would happen to me again. And I just noticed that pattern. And so and every time I kept noticing the pattern more, it'd be more of a awful thing that would happen to me and a good thing that would happen to him. And so the last bad thing that happened to me was the fucking motorcycle. And I was like, nope. Because the next thing, I always said, I will lose my mind if I lose my motorcycles and my dogs. And my motorcycle got lost. Someone stole it. And I had a feeling it was because I was involved with someone who was just not good for me. And there was no way I was about to lose my dogs. And I felt like if I continued this pattern, the universe would continue putting things in my life that were awful to me because I wasn't looking at it from an energy perspective and whatnot. Like, you know, I wasn't living authentically. I was surrounded by awful people and, you know, trying to please them and, you know, in ways that I shouldn't, help them in ways that's not my responsibility. And I just didn't want my dogs to be next, you know. So I separated myself from him completely, and that's where now I'm so heavy about cutting off energies that just don't suit me. I don't care if I consider you my best friend. I was wrong. Okay, I don't care if I said I loved you. I was wrong because that was a trauma bond. You can be wrong and they can consider me a shitty person. I don't care because at the end of the day, Yowson, how are you doing? Welcome in. Right, 100%. Shauna always says bad attracts bad. It can, you know. I don't really say good attracts bad or bad attracts bad. Your boundaries dictate what happens in your life. You attract good and bad. Moths are attracted to the light, but so are flowers, so are, you know, good things. You get to decide what you cut off with your light. You can choose who gets it and who doesn't. You get to put your energy towards whatever you want, and that's the blessing of it, right? But makes it difficult to see your goal and where you're going. 100%, yeah. Yeah, when you focus on those mistakes as actual mistakes instead of like, you know, how can I, you know, you are strong, you're capable. How can you overcome this challenge that life is presenting you? And as a matter of fact, not only overcome it, what is life trying to teach you? Are you, like, did you just get fired and you feel like the world is ending? Should you really even be at that job? Is that job even making you happy? You know, what if you've been wanting to try something different, but it's a little scary? Everything that I've done, moving into this house even, was a little scary because my platform got taken down the day before I moved in. I fucking cried so hard. I lost $3,000. And I got the email that my account had been terminated. And I'm like, what the hell am I going to do? And I could have just easily backed out of moving in. But I didn't. I took that risk. It was a $2,500 rent. My rent was going to be $1,500 anyway. So I was like, okay, I just will work my ass off and figure out a way to earn rent. And so I hopped into streaming. And I've been here since. You know, I've made it through. And I just feel like the universe has slowly pushed me into the direction that I want to go to. I kind of don't know where I'm going, but I know what I want to do, right? So I just kind of rely on the universe to kind of push me in that direction. And that's where when bad things happen, I really sit and I'm like, okay, what direction I'm supposed to go with this? Like, what do I do? And every time I make that direction, and I'm telling you, once we'll talk more about this on Friday because I have huge news. That I think it just adds to more of what I'm trying to teach. You know, it gives more substance to what I'm trying to teach because it's exactly what I'm talking about. And once you just live through that energy, once you just trust and you're like, I want to show up for myself. I want this so badly. I want that money. I want to be the best version of myself. And you have to be really sick of your shit, okay? Like, for instance, when I was really bad with my walking, because I have rheumatoid arthritis, so like walking was really difficult. I was eating McDonald's. I didn't think it was so bad because it's just chicken and potatoes. You know, I know they're fried, but like I'm not gaining weight. I don't have high blood pressure, so I didn't think they're bad. But I was really convinced that like I was eating healthy. And now I know I wasn't. I know I was ruining my body. But truthfully, back at that point, I was not ready to give up my chicken nuggets. I was not ready for it. You know, so you have to be at that point where you are sick of your shit. You are ready to put that bad habit aside, and you're ready to align with the better version of yourself that no longer aligns with that bad habit. And when you find yourself regressing into that bad habit, remember who you're trying to become, because that bad habit no longer serves who you are trying to become. You know, like I used to drink a shit ton. I could not drink like I used to and still try to do what I'm doing right now. I could not. I could drink maybe one beer every month now is like my limit. You know, just reminder, you are worth it. You must make your path from good to bad and all the way to learn to stay in the trenches, fight through it, rise above and be standing tall. All decisions are for you to make. The smallest of pebbles can make big ripples in a pond. So why not make a splash while you can? I love that. How uplifting. I fucking love that. You're wonderful, Anthro Rat. I felt like that today. I'll fight a dog for chicken nuggets. Need to do better about my procrastination. Hey, and I was the same. Remember the month before, I was like, okay, this is going to be the last month I'm going to procrastinate earning rent. And then last month I procrastinated earning rent. I'm like, okay, this is the last month. So we're earning rent right now. And it feels so much better. And that's why this big news I'm going to talk about on Friday is so important, because I said, I hope that when I stop procrastinating, that the universe will show up for me, that I feel like I deserve this money. I feel like I deserve my platforms to go big, that once I stop procrastinating and trust, okay, that the universe will bring me the rewards that I seek, then the universe will show up to me the second I stop procrastinating. I stopped procrastinating, and literally, like I talked about it on Monday, literally Tuesday, I got such huge news. And I ran to Sierra and told her about this because she's always on the up and up with the shit that's happening. And that's where, to me, it's such big into the faith that, like, you know, you just got to really show up for yourself. You really won't change until you're ready to. No one telling you. Exactly. I heard the phrase, no one's going to do your push-ups for you. Like, you can want to be fit all you want. No one can do your push-ups for you, you know. No one can do anything for you. You got to really have the want. And, you know, when we're in high school, it's easy because teachers and parents are pushing us to do stuff. But when you're an adult, especially a lot of us who don't, you know, necessarily get along with family or have family or whatever, we don't have family pushing us. As a matter of fact, we have the family against us. What we're doing, they tell us we should be doing something different, you know. So you got to be really your own hype man. You got to push yourself. And not in the sense of like overdriving yourself and stuff like that. You just got to train your brain to really be the hype man for you, because people will tear you down, especially when you do something different. They don't like that in general. The fact that you do something different, you're supposed to be following the rules. Why aren't you? You know, and that makes people feel a certain way. People get triggered about all sorts of things. Just be okay with what's in here and you will get to where you want to be, whether it be a new video game or whether it be in a new house or whatever. Sounds good, Jake Wolf. I can start when I get home. Can't do much at work. Nathan, thank you for the share and follow. Thank you. But yeah, we'll talk more about manifesting, and I'll give you guys like all the ways I manifest, because I manifest so many ways, visualization techniques and stuff like that. And they're not very traditional methods, so I love sharing it with y'all because I feel like they're a little better. And especially if you have ADHD, or if you just find that your mind races, this would be perfect for you, because me with ADHD, like, it's hard for me to meditate and really slow my mind down. So the meditations that I do, the visualizations that I do and stuff really kind of lean into the ADHD and kind of make it fun to meditate. And I feel like it makes it actually like better, like a easier way to manifest. And as a matter of fact, you know, I've talked about this before, and I'll talk about it in the future, but a lot of people with neurodivergency, we can like disassociate, you know what I mean? Like zone out, but like completely shut, like disconnect our whole brain, you know what I mean? One of my theories is I think people who can do that, that's almost a whole different trans that you can like connect to a different, I don't want to say dimension because it sounds like, makes me feel like I'm not as credible, but I think when you disassociate, you can see like another realm in front of you if you disassociate in the current one. I know it sounds crazy, but like that's how I see people's like auras or whatever. Like whenever I want to like kind of like tune into a person, I just stare above them and just like go into disassociation mode. So I just look like I'm like zoning out. But then it's like a what do you want to call it? Like a soft frosty glow about them, and it's always a certain color. It's always, the first glow is always a goldish, like just a light, and then the next one above them is like a thicker band of a color, and I just do that by disassociating right above their head. And I feel like that a lot of neurodivergent people were labeled as mentally ill because we can tap into things like that. And I don't know if a lot of people know that just disassociating, they can learn how to read auras through that. Will Nilsson, hello and good morning to you. Find your get up and go motivation, right? Even if it's false motivation on days you have none. 100%. On the days that I feel ugly as fuck, I still look in that mirror, slap my ass, and call myself beautiful, okay? You got to do it too. Comes in handy when it gives you time to breathe for a bit, right? It can be so hard to be self-motivated. It's so worth it when you figure it out. Right, I know. I do fall in those traps too, so I always try to remind y'all. Like, I know online, I don't know what it seems like, but I always want to say, like, you know, I do struggle with things. I struggle with the haters. I struggle with the, you know, sometimes I'm mean to myself some days. Some days I get really down on myself, and I feel like, oh my God, I'm not going to make it, but I always make it. And that's where, at the end of the day, when I am my hype man, I tell myself, you know, I have survived all of my bad days. I have survived everything so far. And I've made it so far. Even if I thought I wasn't going to make it, I still made that shit. And that's where you got to be your hype man, you know? There's people who can't even get out of bed. And if you got out of bed and brushed your teeth and made some food, be proud of yourself. Because that takes a lot of effort, especially if you're mentally sick in any kind of way, just exhausted. That takes a lot of effort. So give yourself some credit. Give yourself a pat on the back. And that's why I say you gotta hype yourself up for those small things. And although people will come in and say that's small, it impacts you so much, because you're essentially parenting your inner child. You are reverting back to your young self and telling that young child you that, hey, it's okay to fuck up. It's okay to spill that milk. I remember when I used to spill drinks, I would get so fucking scared because my family would be like, oh, you need to calm down. You need to settle down. First off, I'm clumsy as fuck, dude. You should know. You're like me. You're my family. No, actually, I'm just really fucking clumsy. Yes, I did make the flowers. Nothing has stopped me now, so why? Nothing has stopped me yet, so why stop now? I love that. My favorite dark type Pokemon. Efren, welcome. Not gonna lie, connect with that. Hell yeah. Yeah, for real. And that's where it started for me. Like, I used to get so frustrated because, like, I would spill something and I'd be like, you know, what? I'm so dumb. Like, how could I do that, you know? And then I realized, like, that was just, like, my parents or my grandparents being extra harsh on me, speaking in my mind. And it's not a big deal. It's just spilled milk. It's just you just accidentally dropped something. And even now, like, I'll drop a candle and it'll shatter and I just have no reaction. Sometimes I'll even laugh. I'll be like, oops. Well, actually, most reactions, if the dogs are around, I'll yell at them immediately to leave. Like, I'll yell because their first reaction is, oh, something dropped on the ground. What is that? Let me go smell it. So I got to be like real mean and be like, get out, out. But other than that, I don't get mad at it anymore. I don't get sad. If anything, like, I laugh, or I'll be like, oopsies, shit, like, I'm fucking clumsy as fuck. But, like, you know, you slowly get to that. You really do. Because I used to be the type where it just really frustrated me, anything like that. And I'll have my days where it still frustrates me. But being able to parent your inner child is such a healing thing that you can do. And believe it or not, that helps, like, push your manifestations faster, because you're telling that little version of you, you are worthy of whatever you want. You deserve whatever you want. You can have whatever you want because you deserve that, whether that be love, whether that be, you know, money, whether that be a safe home, a good car, you know, pets, whatever you decide that looks like. The universe wants you to win. God wants you to win. Whoever you think is up there, whatever you think is up there. If you're agnostic, atheist, whatever, if you want to believe that it's just quantum stuff in the air, it's still on your side. As a matter of fact, quantum, if you look at it from a scientific perspective, it is neither good nor bad. It just sits on neutral. So it really is even better if you look at it from that way, because you're working with just neutral energy. You can transmute that to positive or negative if you want. The experience itself is only determined by how you are perceiving it, you know? And granted, you know, people get abused and raped. I'm not asking you to determine this as a good situation, but how I can perceive things now is I was in those situations, and I know now because of those I've become a strong person, and I can advocate for others who have gone through that, and that will always be something that's needed, is people sharing their stories so that we can heal as groups of people collectively and stop doing these things to people. The more we talk about it, the more we understand the signs and things like that, then we can hopefully prevent these things in the future, you know? Thank you for the follow. Thank you for all the likes. God damn. Thank you guys. You guys are wonderful. But, yeah, like I said, you got to be your own hype man. And I don't always every day look like, yeah, Jess, you're fucking killing it. That's not every day. I try to be that for you guys, because I know that when I needed that person, it would have been nice to have that person around who'd been like, yeah, I'm crushing it. And some people think I'm bragging about my accomplishments, and I'm just trying to remind people that me being proud of myself, you be proud of yourself too. Okay, like I'm proud of myself because I could sit crisscross applesauce. I haven't been able to do that for a year. You know, be proud of yourself for the small things. Maybe you struggle with brushing your teeth every day. Okay, you brush your teeth every night for a week. Be proud of yourself. While other people would be like, okay, you should be brushing your teeth. Well, maybe some people don't struggle with that, but some people do, okay? Everybody has their own battles. Be easy on yourself, and don't let these people, demons, whatever the hell you want to call them, get into your head about it, okay? They have their own problems they're working through. They're just not being open about it like you are, okay? And that's the other thing you have to keep in mind, is when you are open about your problems, it gives people the ability to, you know, focus on that rather than theirs. So don't let it filter your mind into thinking that these other people don't experience problems of their own. Everybody has their own problems, and that's the thing about life is, you know, we have our problems, and it's our own journey that we got to work through. And not one journey looks alike. I can only tell you what I've tried to do and what I've learned from and stuff like that, and hope that you can apply it to your life in whatever way. Depression, PTSD, and TBI was memory loss, both short and long term. Proof statements you can't be stopped unless you let it stop you. I love it. That is so inspiring, dude. It's inspiring as fuck. I admire that. Brush my teeth. Hell yeah. Yeah, brush your teeth. Be the you that you need and inspire, motivate. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. 100%. But, my phone's about to die, and, yeah, we'll talk more about this on Friday. I'll give you guys more, you know, I'm going to talk more about, like, manifestation techniques that I do, and we'll talk more about, like, what kind of mindsets you need to unlock. And if you guys have, like, any specific questions, I encourage you to ask it on Friday, okay? Take some today, tomorrow, think about, like, any manifestation questions that you might have, visualization, whatever goals you want in life. Think about how badly you want those, and you can get them, okay? Just by sitting in your bed. Literally, a lot of people think the hardest work is going to be you going out there and, like, busting your ass physically. The hardest work that you're actually going to do is sitting in your bed in here, just up in here trying to figure that shit out. That is the hardest work you're going to do, but it's going to be the most beneficial work that you're going to do. And people don't see that work. So that's why you don't need to let these haters discredit you, because that's not work that's going to be seen. You only know about that. And that's why that inner validation is needed. Don't worry about the outer validation. Do your thing. Ignore them haters. Anyway, I don't know what you're talking about, Garbear. I don't side with any celebrities. But anyway... Oh, okay, Bubbas. Yeah. All right, y'all. Yeah, I'm going to head out for the night. I'll be on TikTok tomorrow, and tomorrow's Twitch day. Zorby gave me some conspiracy theory YouTube, so we'll be watching YouTube on Twitch all day tomorrow. Well, not all day, but for a good amount of time. And, yeah, we'll be on TikTok. So, I love y'all. Don't forget, I have Patreon stuff. Link in my bio. All subs go towards my rent. Hi, Beefy. yeah, if you want to donate, link in my bio. It all goes towards my rent. I'm almost there. I'm about $2,000 there. So I'm just excited to pay rent early. Who is that? Anyway, I love y'all. Don't forget to eat and hydrate, okay? Sleep well. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, hopefully on my TikTok. If I don't, I hope you have a fantastic day. Drive safe wherever you go. Love yourself proudly and loudly, okay? You deserve it. Anywho, toodaloo. Beast says goodbye. Good night, my Twitch people. I love y'all.